What can I do for you, young man? Because the brass fucked me, that's why. My ass is past retirement, but some colonel used stop-loss to keep me running his shitty little jail. The truth is, we're spread thin, so any combat-ready rangers and troops, they're already deployed to the forward areas. Basically, I'm stuck here until the war ends or I drop dead. It's hardly ideal, but I'm determined to make the best out of it. California originally, but it's been a long time since I've seen it. I grew up in the Tehachapi Mountains. It's a beautiful, peaceful place. My old man was a rancher and made a good living at it too. He wanted me to get in the family business, but I was young and foolish, so I left. Sometimes I wish I stayed up in those mountains, fat and happy with some farmer's daughter at my side. Yeah, but who the fuck am I kidding? I could never stand to be in one place for too long. Besides, I'd have blown the family fortune on whores and booze. My brother stayed on to run the farm, but I ain't heard from him in years. He's a bossy little fuck, so I'd have probably shot him if I went back. Because we're overextended. We came in here waving the banner and expecting to mold the Mojave into our own image. As you probably noticed, that ain't exactly the case. This war has turned the Mojave into a wound, and it's attracting every manner of vermin out there. The old guard is dead, thanks to you and to Randall. But now there's a new breed. No sense of restraint, no sense of humanity. But they ain't afraid of anything or anyone, and they only answer to force, and that is where you come in. Somebody's got to put that fear into them, the kind of fear that twists your spine and makes you hesitate, even if only for a moment. Most of them already know your name. They'll be coming for you, but you ain't like the others, are you? Something is driving you. It doesn't matter if it's greed, if it's hate, or a sense of justice. You just hold on to it, whatever it is. Soon, you're gonna need it. Okay then. What can I do for you, young man? Alright, there isn't really an application. It's more of a briefing. We're trying to bring law and order to these parts. I don't really care if you like the NCR or not. Just bring in the bad guys and you'll get paid, plain and simple. Now, if that's an acceptable arrangement, I'll have your license ready in a moment. So what's your answer? Why wouldn't it be? If you've got the guts, it's easy money. One thing though, unlike these mercenary firms, we do pay higher for live bounties. I understand that you can't talk everyone down, so we also pay for fingers. However, you're giving up cash if you always go in guns blazing. In order to assist you with getting these live bounties, I'm going to issue you a bounty collar, which is just a modified slave collar. This little device goes around their neck. When you manage to talk them down or coerce them, slap this on. If they stray off course, it will start prodding them with a nice dose of electricity. If they head for the hills, it'll fry their ass. Take my word for it, it ain't pretty. Once you get it on, they won't wander. And when they turn themselves in, just come in and claim the bounty. The collar has an electronic signature that indicates it's your bounty, so don't worry about someone taking credit for your work. You'll find bounty posters scattered throughout the territory. If there's a poster, we've got the paperwork on them, so just bring them in. That's pretty much it. Here's the collar and your license. Come back if you have any questions, and happy hunting.
Hello?
What do you want? Here's a hint. I'm in a half-ass duty station, handling drunks, fuck-ups, and criminals, when I should be with a combat unit. Reason enough. Despite the butter bars, I'm still an enlisted man in my heart of hearts. I earned a battlefield commission a few years back. I just happened to be one of the last surviving souls at a place called Firebase Zulu. It's a remote outpost south of the Mojave. The colonel was another political appointment, with his head up his ass. Patrols and reconnaissance warned him for weeks, but he was oblivious. That CO even detailed engineers to install creature comforts in his bunker, when they should have been fortifying the perimeter. He insisted that we were in a reinforced observation post. Of course, when the Legion hit us, it was a goddamn nightmare. It was a night assault, and they were so damn fast. We were practically overran in a matter of moments. We managed to counterattack and push them out of the perimeter, but the casualties were terrible. They kept us under siege for 7 days until we were relieved. I saw a lot of good men and women die. Between the snipers, mortars, and constant assaults, we dwindled down to less than 50 fighting men, down from 300 at the start. In that kind of situation, a staff sergeant can become a lieutenant real quick. I certainly wasn't in a position to refuse the promotion. After that fiasco, I made up my mind to never allow any dumb fucksio to endanger the lives of my men, come hell or high water. And in the process of sticking it to my last commander, I found myself in this little shack with the retirees, doing police work, and that's that. Oh, I grew up in New Mexico. Got nothing else to say, so don't ask. Alright. I grew up in a small village in New Mexico. It was up in the mountains where we were relatively safe from other tribes. I was only 5 or so when the Legion swept in. My father died quickly, along with the other fighting men in the tribe. My mother was raped and then killed for resisting her attackers. My older brother was taken when he was deemed worthy of service, not slavery. I was sickly at the time, so they pressed me into slavery. They told me to show honestas industria et prudentia. I was forced to work the fields and livestock. I can't tell you how many of them died out there, working to feed the damn Legion. I remember what the overseer would say to us after someone died. To keep you is no benefit. To destroy you is no loss. Since I was growing into a strong lad, the Legion relegated me to logistical support for their frontline troops. My overseer's unit was tasked with setting up an outpost in territory occupied by the Desert Rangers, but we never made it there. The Rangers ambushed us at night, and like most ambushes, it was a brief, bloody, and one-sided affair. After the smoke cleared, I saw my old overseer writhing in the dirt, gut-shot. I cut out his tongue, eyes, and then I pulled out his insides. As he lay there squirming, I leaned over and I whispered Discapaci into his ear. He had always said that to slaves when he beat them. I joined up with the Desert Rangers at the ripe age of 14. Not long afterwards, we got assimilated into the NCR. I appreciate the work you do, Bounty Hunter, but I think you can understand why I want to get out of this place. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself. If Captain Skull would let me off the hook, I'd kill every one of these bastard criminals. If you're looking to talk shop, just hit me up. I write and update the files for those scumbags you're chasing so I can give you information. Unless you think I have a problem with bounty hunters, of course. Yeah, fuck you too.
What? I got raised rough. Ended up in a jam. So I joined up. Drank too much. Pissed off some pussified top. Landed in this shithole. Goddamn pogue motherfuckers. He's some kind of freak. Living in a tower. Keeping piss in bottles and drinking it. Fucking disgusting. One time I was detailed to burning human shit, and that might have been worse.